We gotta talk about this movie because I just watched Jurassic World Rebirth on opening day earlier today, and it's not the worst Jurassic movie, but it's also not the best. So here's my quick spoiler-free review including rating. I'm not as satisfied as I would like to be with this movie, but I don't mean that in the worst way or in a really bad way, because it's not bad, but I don't think it's amazing. There are moments that I think are awesome, but then others I just didn't like, so let's go through some of them. The positives of this movie, the dinosaurs on screen, most of the time is great. I like the action and stuff. I like that the quality and CGI was great. I think the visuals and views of this movie overall is great. There were scenes with the Mosasaurus where I was like, wow. And even other dinosaurs, or the mutant ones, the D-Rex. I actually liked that the D-Rex was actually big. I also do like some of the human characters. Scarlett Johansson, she's one of my favorite actresses, so I always like her. But I think my favorite human character in the movie was Duncan, played by Mahershala Ali. I'm also happy with the runtime because I do like movies like this to be over 2 hours long. The okay before we get into the negative, the story and plot I think is solid enough, easy to understand, and that you would understand why characters make certain decisions, but we should already know from previous Jurassic movies that there are going to be certain human characters that are going to make dumb decisions so we can get some cool dino action out of it. Which gets me into the dialogue and how this movie was written, which I think was okay also. Some dialogue moments in terms of, some good jokes. Other moments, a little bit silly. Like I said, it's kind of, I feel like, a little bit harder to write a movie like this, where, in reality, you'd be a little more cautious around stuff like dinosaurs. Now on to the I didn't like as much, or possibly just didn't like at all. Start off with some of the screen time with certain dinosaurs I do wish we got more of. And I understand that we've seen them in other Jurassic movies, and that I do like that this movie does have dinosaurs or mutant dinosaurs, etc. that we had never seen before, or different, which I like. But there are certain ones that's just like we could see in every movie that I would always like to see. The ending of this movie was not bad, but okay, I do wish we got more of the D-Rex, especially in action. And that the ending I just didn't feel as satisfied, or I feel like with what happened in the ending, the outcome of it, especially everything that they went through, I didn't like as much. There were a couple of human characters in this movie that I did not like, and I think got more screen time than they deserved. It's also unfortunate that this movie's not shown in IMAX, with other movies taking over the IMAX screenings, because there are certain creatures like the D-Rex and other dinosaurs that would have looked better in IMAX. Before I give you my rating, would I watch this movie again? Probably. I love to see dinosaurs. If I have a friend who hasn't seen this movie yet and wants me to watch it with them, sure. Would I recommend this movie? Probably. If you're a big fan of Jurassic and all the movies and dinosaurs like myself and seen them all, you might think this one's a little bit disappointing or underwhelming, but who doesn't like dinosaurs, right? Like I said, it's not the best or worst Jurassic movie, so later this week I'll give you my ranking from worst to best of all the Jurassic World / Park movies in the franchise. So I give Jurassic World Rebirth a nice 7 out of 10. I was thinking of possibly saying 6.5 to 7, because I do want to watch this movie again and maybe wait a couple weeks when there's less people in the theater so I can pay attention more. Then maybe my rating can go up or down. If you already watched Jurassic World Rebirth, what would you rate it out of 10 and your overall thoughts? And if you haven't yet and you plan to, I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and it's now time for me to get myself a new pet and call it Dolores.